morning. Hello everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 30th of August. Now, thanks for all your support. Firstly, yesterday, guys, I had a little bit of a rant yesterday. I had to purge a little bit. It's just been such a frustrating journey for a lot of us, hasn't it? So I know you guys understand where I'm coming from. So thanks for all your comments yesterday. I really did appreciate it. I'm a little bit spruced up today with some colour and trying to bring some energy back today to the channel. So I will close my eyes, we'll get started. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button as well, and we'll get started and we'll see what comes up. Yeah, now things are being delivered to people now. So I talked a while ago about government delivering things on a silver platter to a lot of people. Probably not us. If you're watching my channel, we're not very keen on taking the hors d'oeuvres off the silver platter, really, which means the things that the government is dishing out, which means like they're wonderful packages to help to save everybody from the crisis of everything. So they're starting to bring this all out on a silver platter now. So they're coming up with new concepts and ideas. I did say that a lot of these government leaders were going to regroup and they had to come up with a softer plan moving forward, because what they did was just too harsh and heavy-handed, and it caused people to rise, as we know here. So what they're doing now is they're making things seem more appealing and more enticing. So they've done their homework. We know that around the reset, they've done their homework and they're coming at this at different angles now. So they're going to try some new tactics. So this will be funny to sit back and watch and observe what their new approaches are. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? Because it's definitely not as heavy-handed. Still has the reset underlying, as we know, but globally there's going to be this kind of different approach. Hang on, let me see what else we get with this. And again, it's that trickery. Oh, jammed up throat today. What they're saying, what the guides are trying to say is they're trying to be really clever about this. This is the elites and the people in power and running the show. Sorry, guys, it's really something about the people not having their voices today. That's why I always get scratchy in the throat. They're trying to give the illusion and they're trying to use trickery that the people are involved in this process moving forward. That's what's going to start to happen. That's what they've changed. It's like I always said, if you don't have people involved in the decision-making process moving forward, you don't have a strong foundation. Nothing is built on a strong foundation. And as we know, when something isn't built on a strong foundation, eventually it collapses. So now they've had to go back. This is the global elites and all the people running the show, and regroup and realise, oh, we better incorporate the people in some of these decisions. So they're going to give this illusion, because we know it is. We know the little people have no voices in any of this. They're going to give this illusion that you're involved, or all of us people, little peasants, I always call us, are involved in the decision-making processes moving forward. Just let me see what else we get around this. And see, that's going to be the trickery about the like carbon emissions and all this kind of thing. This is how they're going to start to create it. Like we talked about their posters and all their little quotes that they might be putting around, like are you doing the right thing? And they're showing someone plugging in their electric car. Like it's going to be all these visuals starting to happen. And it's also that it could be around everything, particularly renewables. I feel like the renewables is the first, it's sort of the trial of how this is going to go. If we incorporate the people, then it's going to be easier to roll this out. It's almost like, oh, aren't they nice? They're showing me, the guides are showing me. They're allowing, yes, all us little people and peasants, they're going to allow us to walk along on their red carpet. Wow, we're very privileged, aren't we? They're going to allow us to be involved. But we're not going to be allowed to go inside to the actual Oscar Awards. They're just going to let us have a little walk through on the red carpet, and then we've got to go back behind the ropes again. Oh, they're so nice, aren't they? Because it's an illusion that we're involved, see? We're involved in their big Oscar Oh, God. Reset, rollout. So this is the trickery they're going to use. They're going to try and put this onto the people. So it's like, you can make a difference. There's going to be a lot of this. You can make a start. You can invest in your future. There's going to be a lot of this you. I feel like they're going to put this word you, and the focus will come back to you. So they're going to put that kind of, it's almost like putting the responsibility on our shoulders, like this is all the little people. That's what they're trying to do, put the responsibility on the peasants. I call us all the peasants and little people that they're trying to squash. But we know it's all an illusion. They feel like if they incorporate and involve the people, they won't get the uprising. See, they're very smart. They go away and do their homework. You've got to give them 10 points for their working their way through it all, because it hasn't gone smoothly. I keep saying that. This is all trial and error for these big elites and all that too. Just because something's written in a book and written on paper doesn't mean it's going to roll out to perfection, because it hasn't. So now they're trying to incorporate the people, and we'll see a lot more of this you, meaning you get involved, you make the difference. Again, it was, I guess it's not going to be mass psychosis, but it's going to be those subliminal messages again. Because again, it's that when you think back to that mass psychosis in the beginning with the jab, it was, you're not doing the right things and you're not saving your family and you're the weak links. Like, that's the stuff they use. So they've gone back and they've worked out, oh, this is how we get things to happen. We focus on the individuals. So this is, I think, their plan moving forward. They're going to put it over to you, all pretending, of course. We know that it isn't. And it's that illusion that you're going to be involved in the process moving forward. No, we know none of us are. God, as if we'd have any say in anything. Let's see where else we go today. Now, I get it. People still can't believe this is happening. People still can't believe this is their life. They can't believe this is what their life has become. See, this is what I keep saying. People aren't in the mass psychosis for all of this. So they're thinking, why is all of this is the people waking up, why is all of this happening from that? So we have a pandemic and then the world just goes to shit, basically, is what these people are thinking. Like, there's no logic in that. Like, why is every avenue of our lives having to be suddenly turned around? See, this is where people start to ask the questions, and it's great because we need them to ask questions and wake up, and very quickly, actually. So that's what I'm getting. They're seeing the bigger picture now. If you think about these people, it's almost like it's just the people waking up. I focus on them a lot here, if you're wondering why I talk about this a lot, because we need these people to wake up so everybody gets their freedom back. It can't just be a small little group. We can live in as much freedom as we create, and we do that here on my channel. We've all created this sort of a beautiful life that we've chosen to move away from government and the things they're rolling out. But we still get the ripple effect from it. I always talk about that. So we need these people to wake up. That's why I focus on them so much. Because these people are absolutely dead tired. They're tired of this. They don't understand. It's that scratching their head. Why is this happening? Why is government just doing this? This feels cruel. See, they're starting to get their emotions. They know that something isn't right. They sense it, they feel it, they know it. It's starting to happen. They're starting to rise up into their other layers, and that's important. That's what needs to happen in order to wake them up. It's like I said in the very my video about the Great Awakening process, if you want to go and check that out. I talk about a mattress, and it's like everybody's the springs in the mattress, and we all come up at a different pace and stretch out. Well, these people that are waking up are now starting to stretch out. They're starting to come into their true self, and they're expanding as a human being. They're expanding into who they really are. It's that, we always talk about the phoenix rising from the ashes. You have to sometimes hit rock bottom in order to rebuild yourself again. Well, that's what these people are going through. And that's why I always say we have to stay away from them and really protect ourselves from their energy, because it's going to be quite toxic moving forward. You know, we know there's a lot of collapses going on with the housing industry. People are just making ends meet with their rents. There's a lot of pressures on people, and pressure creates this, I guess you could say it's like a ticking time bomb situation. You know, I talk about things being on the rise, people arguing, more domestic violence, marriage breakdowns. It causes this pressure cooker kind of thing, and if you don't release the pressure, things just like explode. So that's why we have to stay away from all of this, because it's very unpredictable. That's probably the word I'm looking for. People waking up are very unpredictable. I'll just see what else we get today. Hang on a sec. Oh, I'm getting government is turning towards us. Now, this is interesting, isn't it? Because government has been leaving us alone for a very long time. We've been the mavericks, the rebels, the little unidentified flying objects that have flown out of their radar. And we've not been on their radar for quite some time. Even when they still try and vilify us, which they still do occasionally, it's more for these people over here so that they know, and it keeps them kind of in that mass psychosis, because they want to keep that seed planted to keep them away from us, because they don't want people waking up. So that's more for their knowledge, really, not for ours. It's not to affect us, but they are looking at us. Government is looking at us. Hang on a second. See, what they're saying is that government sees us as a real challenge. Like, because we turned away from them very early on, and it's like I said, we broke free of the cattle gates and ran very early, and we became the free-range cattle. The governments are looking at us as to why we're not conforming. It's like we've become part of their, or it's like they're studying us. It's really interesting. Like they're observing what it is in all of us that is different. Why do we react like that? How come we see those things that they're trying to roll out? See, they're starting to look at us for, oh no, for sort of answers as to why this hasn't gone smoothly. We know why it hasn't gone smoothly, because people weren't involved in the decision-making process. Not hard to work out, is it? But I do get that government is looking at us. Hang on a sec. See, and this is what they're saying. Because we removed ourselves so early, we did become these like brave hearts that fought back. We talk about it here on my channel all the time. We stood up very early and we found that inner strength, and we woke up very early. But government's very curious about us now, because see, you think about it, all us people who woke up early created the shift in a lot of these people, because now they're having their turns and they're starting to stand up. So government is questioning as to why we didn't fall for the narrative, why we didn't get the jab, why we're so resistant. So they're starting to, I guess you could say, observe and maybe study us. Like, that sounds weird, but this is on a global scale. I don't just mean us as individuals. I mean, you know, the naughty children, when they group together, they sort of run away, but they also push back against government. So government's very curious about why we made that stand and how we knew it so early. But see, it's that sensory knowing and our perception. It's our sensory perceptions, because we just knew something wasn't right. But government's very curious as to how and what woke us up so early. So they are looking at us. They're looking at us sort of for answers, I guess, in order, it sounds so complicated, doesn't it? In order to keep these people in it. Not necessarily the mass psychosis, but how government's thinking, how do we navigate this? Because you've got to remember, they don't want any more mavericks and all this rebels and people waking up and people standing and people out crying and fighting back against them. They don't want that. They want this to be a smooth rollout. That's why they're giving that illusion that the people are now involved in the process, which we know they're not. Gosh, we already know that here on my channel. So the minute we start hearing about, oh, this might go to the vote, and oh, we know that you guys really want to make a difference to your environment, so let's do your little bit again. Your. It's all about us apparently now, changing everything. But government is looking at us with, they're scratching their head looking at us now like, how did they see this? And we kind of can't even explain it ourselves. We just did, didn't we? Because we didn't fall for the silly narrative. Oh my God, thank God. Hang on a sec, let's see what else we get. And showing me like these government leaders and the people rolling out their reset, they're like digging a hole. So it's like, what's that saying? Like, you keep digging a hole for yourself, you're just making it worse. So it's like they've started digging and then making this kind of a little hole, but they're making it like worse for themselves. They don't realize they're actually making it worse for themselves. Oh, well, we know that. It's just been the most idiotic 3 years we've ever been through, hasn't it? Hang on a sec, let's see what they mean by that. See, the thing is, this is what the guides are saying. They're making a hole for themselves because it's getting really confusing now for these people. Not for us, because we know all the silly nonsense that's going on. But they're making it confusing for these people because 1 minute they were like rolling this out, getting dictated to, you're going to do this, we're going to no carbon emissions by that date, it's going to be no food on your shelves, blah, 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 but it goes on and on and on. And now they're changing the narrative. So they're going to start to change things that, like I said, incorporating the people back in. But that's going to cause confusion now for these people. It's just ongoing, isn't it? So now these people waking up are going to start to ask even more questions because they're going to go, hang on a minute, weren't you doing that? And now we're doing this. Like, it's going to become very confusing. If it could get any more confusing. God, this sounds so confusing, doesn't it? What are these government leaders doing? It's saying they're digging a hole for themselves because it's going to cause the fight back. See, they're going to start rolling things out again. And now when they start rolling things out again, see, because things had settled a bit, people got thinking, as we know, when the first CV virus sort of settled, everyone thought, oh, good, it's over. We had our 2 jabs, we'll travel, we're on with it. But it didn't go to plan because people couldn't go to certain countries. You had to have the universal jab. And then there was the second wave and the variant, and then another variant and another variant after that, and it went on and on and on, and there was no finishing point. And as we know here, there's still no finishing point because we know where all this is headed. But now with the government starting to change their narrative, it's going to cause these people to start to really question. And maybe that's why September's going to be a month where people are really going to start to hopefully uprise, fingers, in different places, because they're now seeing the injustice. It's the injustice. See, these are the things that are going to start to be highlighted. It's the double standards. They keep telling people, you do this, you do that, you get your electric car, you cut your carbon emissions, you save the environment. But as we all know here, all these elites are doing nothing. Someone was talking about Prince Harry the other day and how he's still flying around in jet planes, and it's just so hypocritical. It's so hypocritical. But these people are starting to be aware of it. They're starting to see it, and they know it is. So these are the things that are going to get highlighted in September, which could cause people to start to see things. God, I hope so, because it's not going to make sense. Hang on, we were doing this and now we're doing that. See, they've had to regroup and configure everything, these global elites, because it wasn't what they were doing was hitting people too hard, knocking them over, trying to get them to go to nothing. And it didn't work because people started to rise up around the globe. So now they're having to do it in a different way. We know it's still going to try and take people down to nothing because that's their whole goal. So they have the global elites run the world and have everything to themselves, and we'll all have pretty much nothing and be working for them. And that's the long-term goal. We know that's the long-term goal here, but I tell you what, these people are going to start seeing that that's the long-term goal, and very soon it's happening, and they're going to see it. Hang on, let's see if there's something else today. Yeah, and I'm getting it. The people waking up, there's bitterness, there's hatred, they're angry, they're feisty. I'll keep saying to stay away from them, because the thing is, they're losing their power and their strength now, these people waking up, because they're realising life's slipping away from them. It was never about 2 jabs and your life will be wonderful and back to normal. No, they now realise this is a permanent fixture in their life. Only took 3 years, didn't it? Oh, we've been over here watching from behind the fence for all this time, waiting for something to give. Well, now things are starting to give. And we're not involved in it, and it's such a good feeling, isn't it? Oh my God. Oh, how's all the trickery and all the illusion that they're going to be creating soon? It's just nuts, isn't it? Hang on, let's see where else we go today. Yeah, people are. They're standing up. They're getting in their power. They're starting to fight back. They're starting to see a way clear. It's almost like the fog is lifting for these people. It's like the sun's starting to come out, and they're starting to see things in a much clearer light. And that's what we need. We need them to see things in a clearer light. Oh, let's hope the government's trickery doesn't get them again. I don't think it will, actually, because I think that's going to be what wakes a lot of people up. That change of the narrative, when they start to put that responsibility back onto the little people. Hang on. And we have to keep doing this. We have to keep staying in our truth, standing our ground. I often talk about us always being ready to fight. It's not fight or flight. I know we talk about that here sometimes. This is about staying in your power and staying strong. We would fight if we had to, but I honestly don't think that we will have to again. I just I don't see it. We had our fight and we moved away from it. We found a way free. It's not part of our journey anymore moving forward. It's these people's journey. They have to fight in order to become free. So the more people that fight back against government and these elite leaders, the better off everybody will be, because it pushes back and it tells them to pull their head in, basically, government, that we're not going to take their garbage, like that song, we're not going to take it. That's what this is about. So for us, we've got to stay in our power, stay strong, always at the ready. We always have our sword, like, the brave hearts we always talk about. But we're relaxed. We're chilling out. We're not stressed out. We do have our rants, like me yesterday, because it's just sometimes when you see things, you can't unsee them, can you? So what are you going to do? You have to kind of deal with them and push through them. You can't go back to, having your eyes closed and just not seeing anything, because that's not who we are. We see these things and we have to act on these things, and then we move away from things, and that's us. We know how to protect ourselves. We have the shield and the sword. See, a lot of these people over here waking up, I said the other day, they don't have a shield. So they're not at the stage where they're really good at protecting themselves from government. They're trying to fight it off with their little sword. And that's not easy when you can't protect yourself from another sword coming at you, for example. So that's where we're at the moment. We're still chilling out over here in Terrabella, doing our thing, watching all of this from afar. And we're just seeing how things play out. But as we know here on my channel, they're changing the reset agenda and they're trying to incorporate the people. It's actually pretty funny. You do have to have a laugh at the way that this is all happening. So now they're letting the people walk through the red carpet and the roped sides, but they're just letting them walk through and then back around into the crowd. You're not allowed to go into the reset awards ceremony in the big building. Of course not. But they're giving you the illusion that the people are involved now in their lives moving forward, which we know is utter garbage, and they're absolutely not. I'll just see if there's anything to close with today. People can't stand all of this. They can't. Not us. This is the people waking up over here. They can't stand it. They feel like they're just being trod on by government, and they are. They're being squashed. They're being squashed. And squashed and squashed and squashed. I think I said it the other day. It's like the grapes being trod on and squashed. That's how these people are feeling now. And they're being drained of all the juice. There's like nothing left in them. I think I said they were like a little squashed, dried up sultana. Well, that's how they're feeling. They want to plump back up again and roll over here and get their life moving again. It's just ridiculous, isn't it, this whole journey? Sometimes it just doesn't feel real, does it? Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye from Australia. That's just a light-hearted one this morning. I'll come on this afternoon and do another video. Leave me comments down below. Hit the like button, subscribe, of course, guys, and I'll say goodbye from Australia. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. Look out for it, because you can make a difference, according to the government now. Oh, my God, it just never ends. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. Bye from Australia.